Hey guys, welcome to Jake and Jake at Night.
We are in a little bit of a conundrum here. Seems that we have a little bit of a conflict of
Interests? Study-wise?
We're getting to our spoiler review of Captain America. And what should we talk about first, man?
The Winter Soldier is Bucky Barnes.
Bucky Barnes is the Winter Soldier, and I'm curious how many people did not already know that. I did. I do not...
Comment angrily if you didn't.
Yeah. Not read all of the comic books, but I was familiar with the story arc of the Winter Soldier, and I know what ends up happening with the Winter Soldier. Do you want to know?
Yeah, since we're spoiling everything.
He takes over for Captain America. He does. And actually interesting, and fun fact for you guys, Chris Evans is not signed on for too many more movies, and the contract that they gave to Sebastian Stan is very large, and so it is very, very possible that the Winter Soldier may, in later movies, become the new Captain America.
With that iron arm. Iron America, people.
Let's start with the opening of the movie. The opening, I thought, was fantastic. I loved it.
It throws you right into the movie.
Yeah, it's on a boat. They're...
I'm on a boat!
Black Widow has a different mission than Captain America, and there's a little bit of conflict there. They introduced the character of Crossbones, and I like what they did with him in the beginning, because he's kind of a cool dude when you start into...
He's cool until he's not cool.
Exactly. But then when he becomes not cool, he almost becomes a little more awesome in the sense that he's just kind of cool to watch, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It was just a cool way to start off the movie, get you all ready for what is in store. And this movie really is a political thriller more than anything else. And I thought that was really cool what they did, showing there's a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. in there, and this is more S.H.I.E.L.D. than even the TV show, I think.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of S.H.I.E.L.D., how about we talk about the underlying underneath S.H.I.E.L.D.? Hydra.
Hydra. This is the thing I did not want to talk about in our spoiler-free review.
But
Hydra.
bummer, because this is a spoiler review.
Yeah. Hydra, I don't know necessarily how I feel about that. I like the idea of having this secret organization that's like running S.H.I.E.L.D. and, finding out that everything like they knew was pretty much a lie. I think that's kind of a cool concept, but Hydra, it just seemed a little bit cheesy to me. I can't necessarily say exactly why, it just seemed a little forced, and the references to the Red Skull, and the scene when I was talking about in our review where that reminds you of Transcendence is the scene where you see Toby Jones. He's a computer, I guess, now.
He's like his own AI. His like mind is put into this AI.
Yeah.
And he's just annoying. He's got that like little German Swiss deal going.
And he basically just explains this whole thing unnecessarily when he says he's just, buying time. I don't know why, if you're buying time, you wouldn't just ramble on about crap, and you would actually just say, hey, this is what happened, this is everything that's going. I just thought that was a little cheesy, and I think the writers kind of had a little bit of a cop-out, but it was enough to take away from the movie, I thought. Now, and let's next get into the Nick Fury death.
He dies.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
I thought that action scene, the first one where he gets injured, was... I think...
You don't expect it, it's awesome.
I thought it was maybe my favorite scene of the whole movie, and that scene where his car is just taking a bunch of damage, and he gets that...
that minigun looking thing.
That was so cool, and I just thought that was maybe my favorite scene of the whole movie, and then he sneaks away, goes to Cap's house, and then he bites it by the Winter Soldier. And like we already said, the Winter Soldier is Bucky Barnes, and I thought what they did with his character was awesome. I loved having Steve Rogers trying to be like, hey, I know you, you're a good person, you're not like this, and him really not know what's going on because he's being brainwashed by these guys.
He's like kind of like I don't know, he's not really Russian, but...
Well, no, I mean, he's American, but what happened was he was taken prisoner in Captain America 1, and they did some experiments on him or something, and what happened is in the train incident in Captain America 1 where he falls and apparently goes to his death, he kind of has the same thing that Captain America had to him, where he freezes and then they find his body and then they make him into this assassin dude, and they wipe his mind so that he doesn't know who his friends are, and they kind of just make him into their slave kind of.
Yeah, and then throughout history he's just known as this basically assassin who
Yeah.
uses untraceable Russian rounds to kill people.
Yeah,
And it's definitely cool.
And I thought that the scene when he's getting Captain America and Black Widow and the Falcon, where they're going on the highway, I thought that was a great scene also. And that's the scene where Captain America finds out that this is Bucky Barnes, this is the guy I know, and that scene was just really cool. And I loved how Black Widow, they made her vulnerable. She actually got a shot. And I thought, though none of the major characters died, even though Nick Fury kind of died, you actually felt fear for all of them and thought, hey, maybe they won't all make it through this movie. Which I had to kind of remind myself in my head, hey, that's right, they're already in talks doing a Nick Fury movie and talks doing a Black Widow movie. So I had to remind myself, hey, they can't die. But I was kind of scared for their characters, and that is something that superhero movies do not normally do, and I thought that was excellent.
It was much more intense than I felt like there was a darker presence in this movie, which I think is nice. You have to have a darker presence. I mean, you're dealing with evil.
Yeah.
But also, speaking of vulnerability of Scarlett Johansson's character, Black Widow, it's nice to see some more depth in these superhero movies.
Exactly.
It's not a kiddie pool anymore of characters.
That's a great point.
She's definitely, she's very hot. We both agree. Very hot. Anyways, she's actually got some depth, and it's nice to see that you kind of wonder, like, what was all this terrible stuff she did against America? How did she become this shield agent when she used to be in the KGB? It's kind of interesting.
Getting back to Hydra thing, there's one scene that I kind of liked with Gary Shandling's character. He's the guy from Iron Man 2. He's the dude just trying to shut down Tony Stark and be like, hey, I want your Iron Man suit, you can't do this. And to find that he is an agent of Hydra, I thought that was really, really cool. And I thought the thing that this movie did was it made some of the other past Marvel movies that weren't as good, like Iron Man 2, like, I didn't feel like it was the best movie, but they made that movie cooler because you find that this, like, bad guy in the movie is actually working for Hydra. I thought that was cool. Though, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of their use of Hydra in the movie. I did like that aspect of it.
Getting on to the next point, ending. They always have great endings in these
I
Marvel
thought
movies.
the ending was spectacular. Falcon was a great character. I love how he's a human and he has these wings.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even though people are complaining over the sense that he gets thrown around and he's able to take it, but he's just a human being, why can't he do that? But I like the fact that, I mean, once his wings go down, he's like, hey, I can't do anything else to help you,
Yeah.
And it just shows the difference between characters. I'm really happy that he's going to be in the Avengers 2. They have announced that. And I thought he was a great character, and honestly, one of my favorite parts about the whole movie.
I just like that humans still have somewhat of a chance in this kind of universe.
That's a
you
good
know?
point. I don't know if these people call this quite a couple Easter eggs. When there's the helicarriers that go up into the sky and they're targeting all those people, one of the names that pops up is Tony Stark.
Oh.
Bruce Banner. That was really cool. Also, another thing that was really cool, I don't know if people caught it or not, but they do use the word Stephen Strange. And guys, there is going to be a Doctor Strange movie coming up. I'm interested to see how that goes, but Marvel, their Easter eggs are in there for a reason, and I'm really excited to see where this universe goes.
Yeah.
Finishing up here with the end credit scenes. Marvel always has end credit scenes, and there's two of them in this one. The first one had a cool little bit with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and they will both be appearing in the Avengers 2. And if you do not know, there's kind of some problems here with Quicksilver and being in both X-Men Days of Future Past and the Avengers 2. There's some legal issues, kind of confusing, but basically they cannot call him a mutant because he's actually Magneto's son, for those who do not know, and they can't call him a mutant, so you saw in the end credit scene that they call them miracles.
Miracles. Little Jesus babies. That's what happened.
I wish more than anything that we could get the studios to just agree, and it would be awesome to see Spider-Man and Wolverine in the Avengers. Wouldn't it just be so amazing to just have Avengers 2 end, and you have some person walking down the street, and then just have the Wolverine claws come out of his hands? Be like, that would be the most amazing thing ever.
It'd be crazy.
The first end credit scene, I thought it was very good, and it definitely furthered the universe. I really hope that in some of the other Marvel movies, we get to know these characters a little bit more, so they're set up and we care about them when we get to the Avengers 2.
Definitely, because like when you see them at the end of these end credits, they're just like these freaks of nature, just kind of doing their thing. And I don't know, I treat them like in Thor, where it's kind of this magical deal. I don't know. I feel like sometimes magic can take away from this.
I'm very curious to see who those bad guys are that were keeping them, because I didn't know who they were, if they were Hydra, if they were S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm guessing they had something to do with Hydra, but I'm not quite sure. Now getting to the second end credit scene now, Jake, what did you think about that one?
Captain America's always looking back to his past, and Bucky kind of goes to his past, figuring himself out. Definitely cool to see. He said he's just a rogue. He's not really a villain, he's not really good right now at the end of the movie, so it's just cool they're figuring things out, and I like that they're keeping him so he can kick both good and bad butt right now.
I totally agree. I stick with my rating B+. I really thought the movie was great. If you have not seen it, first of all, why are you watching this? Because we just spoiled everything for you. But second, just go see it because it was great.
Definitely a wonderful movie. And after talking, I think I'm actually gonna redo my rating instead of a B to a B+, because just all the connectivity that it did for a superhero movie, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for watching our spoiler-filled review of Captain America. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Jake.
And we're Jake and Jake at Night. See you guys.